Okay, this video is specifically for team leaders and project managers and talks about how to deal with the billing cycle throughout a project and what you need to do to make sure that billing cycle works. All of the billing tasks are actually in the template, okay? So there's no reason for you to miss them. You just need to have the discipline to follow exactly what the template lays out for you. So you'll see here in the in-scope tasks section, just like in the project initiation section, there is actually a task specifically for billing. Now, at the bottom in this footer section, okay, you will see that there is a section called Deliver the Site to Client for UAT. Okay, so what you would do is you'd send a message to the client saying, here's the URL, go and check it, so on. The next task below that is to notify the accounts department to issue a beta invoice. And again, we've prepared a sample email for you. Alright, so if I open that link in a new tab, you can again see that it's from Darius to accounts. I also want you to make sure that you CC Ani and Darius on these emails. You can see that the subject says beta payment, and then you would put in the project name here under sample project. Okay, and then you put in all the details, such as, it's a 40% payment for beta. You would insert the client name, you would insert the project name, and you'd put in the total number of hours as an example. Okay, so you'd type up that email and send it off. Make sure you send it to accounts. You also need to CC it to Ani and Darius. Alright, so once I've done that, I can tick off that task. Yep, I've sent the beta notification email. Alright. Similarly, at the end of the project, right, in the deployment checklist, there is a footer section. Again, it says, notify accounts department to issue project completion invoice of 20%. Alright, and again, we've done a sample, and again, here is the sample email, and it goes to accounts. Make sure you CC Ani and Darius, and again, all the details, project completion payment, put in the project name. So the subject line changes each time, the percentage is there, this time it's 20% because it's on completion, and so on. So you need to again type up that email. Alright, then you can tick that off. Now, that is what you need to do as the project manager. You need to make sure that an email goes for the deposit invoice, an email goes for the beta invoice, and an email goes for the completion or go live invoice. Alright? Now, the last thing you need to do is send an email to the accounts department when the project is finished saying, please also check for out of scope tasks. Alright? Which is this part here. Okay? Now, how does that happen? Well, if you remember earlier, we created this OOS tag. Alright? This OOS tag is critical because now what I can do is I can run a report on the time section of the project, right? And just so that this works, I will show you what needs to happen. Against obviously this OOS task, we need to put some time. That might have, say, taken 17 hours. Okay? Okay, so I've now added my 17 hours to that project. Now what happens is that when I go into the timesheet here, okay, that 17 hours is in here and it's logged as OOS. Alright, so then I can create a report, okay, which will allow me to actually download all the out of scope hours. Alternatively, we can actually directly hook in to our billing system. So just make sure as project manager, every single out of scope task that is approved must have, or actually every single out of scope task without fail must have OOS, and it must have the time logged against it. If you do that, then we'll make sure that we capture all of the work that we're actually doing.